So, President Trump decides to zero in on Memphis, cracking down on crime, gangs, and corruption. Memphis is basically the test run, the pilot episode. And if you know Trump, he doesn't do limited series. Nah, he's trying to go full Netflix nationwide rollout. Now here's where Chicago comes in. If Memphis is the warm-up, Chicago is the heavyweight championship. We're talking about a city that's been the political punching bag for decades. Crime, corruption, sanctuary policies, you name it. You think Trump is gonna stop at Memphis? Please. That's like going to the gym and only doing warm-up stretches, then going home. Not happening. For Chicago politicians, this is their nightmare, because if Trump gets results in Memphis, drops crime, cleans up the streets, actually makes the city safer, then Chicago's excuses run out real quick. And let's be honest, Chicago leaders have been playing blame the weather, blame the NRA, blame everything but City Hall for years. Trump flipping Memphis would basically put Chicago on the hot seat.
President Trump is escalating his use of National Guard troops to crack down on crime in major cities. His next target, Memphis. Trump appeared to shelve plans to send troops to Chicago. Instead, he said he will deploy the National Guard to what he called the deeply troubled Tennessee city. The city's Democratic mayor said he did not ask for federal intervention, but that they are coming and that he would work with them. Willie James Inman is in New Jersey, where the president is spending part of the weekend. Willie, good morning.
Michelle, good morning to you. It was an emotional week for President Trump and White House officials as they mourn the loss of close ally Charlie Kirk. But the president is also focused on part of his domestic agenda, including fighting crime by deploying the National Guard.
This weekend, President Trump is expanding his crackdown on crime across the U.S. with a new target city, Memphis.
So we're going to Memphis. I'm just announcing that now, and we'll straighten that out.
National Guard?
The National Guard and anybody else we need. And by the way, we'll bring in the military too if we need it, but National Guard.
The plan could look similar to what's taking place in the nation's capital, where Trump deployed more than 2,000 National Guard troops.
Look at what we did in D.C. We took D.C., probably the single worst place in the country in terms of crime. There's no crime. It's a crime-free area.
In a statement, Tennessee's Republican Governor Bill Lee said he has been working with the White House for months to develop a plan to combat violent crime in Memphis. Lee says the deployment of the National Guard will be phase 2 of an ongoing operation targeting violent crime in Memphis, which involves the FBI, state, and local law enforcement.
Deeply troubled. And the mayor is happy. He's a Democrat mayor. The mayor is happy.
Memphis Democratic Mayor Paul Young called Trump's comment on Fox News an overstatement during a press conference on Friday and added his powers as mayor are limited.
I do not support the National Guard. However, they are coming. It's not the mayor's call. The mayor doesn't have a say or the authority to stop them from coming.
Earlier this month, the Memphis Police Department said crime has dropped to a 25-year low.
President Trump said he would have preferred to deploy the National Guard to Chicago, but he's faced pushback from Illinois Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker, who called the president's plan to deploy the National Guard to American streets disturbing. Dana?
All right, Willie, thank you.
So what does this mean for Chicago? Simple. The political machine better start sweating. Because if Memphis becomes Trump's victory lap, Chicago might just become his main event. And trust me, when Trump says he's coming to clean house, he's not showing up with a broom. He's bringing a wrecking ball. Oh, you already know how CNN and MSNBC will cover this. Trump's war on Memphis is authoritarian overreach. Meanwhile, the people living in these neighborhoods are like, can we at least walk to the corner store without dodging bullets? But nah, the media would rather protect Democrat mayors than actual residents. Let's talk about the Chicago politicians who will be first in line to scream. They'll say Trump doesn't understand our community. Excuse me? Y'all have had decades to fix your community, and somehow it got worse. Now the same politicians who couldn't fill potholes want to lecture Trump about crime policy. That's like hiring a chef who burns water.
Meanwhile, our Team 3 coverage takes us to the community. Do people who live in Memphis want to see the National Guards on our streets? Well, WREG's Mike Suriani is live in Hickory Hill after talking to residents who live there. Mike?
Hey, good afternoon to you, Stephanie. You know, it's for a couple of days we've been wondering when a decision was going to come from the president. And this morning, bright and early, President Trump made the announcement National Guard troops will be coming to Memphis to assist Memphis police with crime fighting. Here in Hickory Hill, where crime numbers are down a little bit, there has been a mixed reaction.
And, you know, it's just so dangerous that you can't get out of your car, you can't go to the grocery store, you can't go to the market or the service station. So, yeah, I want to see the crime stop. And if the National Guard is going to stop the crime, bring them out.
But Hickory Hill resident Olympia Pritchard still doesn't think the National Guard should be in her community. Hickory Hill has become a multicultural community with significant growth among Asians and Hispanics. The idea that armed soldiers could be patrolling neighborhoods is troubling to Mauricio Calvo with Latino Memphis.
Our troops need to be doing what they sign up to do, and they need to be at work or with their families. So we have seen in other cities, like in D.C., that this was a complete waste.
Calvo says deploying troops will not fix any crime issue long term and questions why the action, if really needed, was not taken before now. As stats show, a 36% decrease in crime in Hickory Hill compared to 2024.
I'm disappointed that the governor is accepting this. And you know, if this was a true measure, he could have done this a long time ago. He didn't need the president to tell him, as the chief of the Tennessee troops, what to do. So it's very, you know, it's not surprising, but it's nonsense.
Calvo points to the many multicultural contributions in Hickory Hill's growth and sustainability. But will the Guard's presence mean an increase in ICE activity? The owner of Centro Hispano, a Latino tax service in Hickory Hill for 15 years, is excited the Guard is coming and not worried about ICE.
We're grateful for the National Guard coming. As far as crime, that's more affecting us than immigration.
Yeah, back out here live in Hickory Hill. Now it's just a matter of wait and see if, when, and where boots will be on the ground. Reporting live for your news leader in Hickory Hill, Mike Suriani, WREG News Channel 3.
If Trump can knock down Memphis, then Chicago is just the next domino. And once Chicago falls in line, you can bet places like Philly, Baltimore, St. Louis, maybe even LA start sweating. Because if one major Democrat stronghold actually gets cleaned up under Trump, the rest of them can't hide anymore. Trump might actually make Democrat-run cities his favorite campaign prop, and honestly, they handed it to him on a silver platter. So bottom line, Memphis might just be the warm-up, but Chicago is the real test. And if Trump goes after the Windy City with the same energy, oh boy. Get ready for Democrat mayors crying louder than the CTA train brakes at 3 a.m. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and drop a comment. Do you think Trump should take his Memphis playbook straight to Chicago? Or should he let the politicians keep fumbling the bag like they've been doing for decades? Stay tuned, because here on Politically Animated, we're just getting started.